Yes. Yeah.
But like the comparison, like with me and some of the other guys.
So that'd be something neat to see, the Harris Centers.
The Pirates playing in Williams.
Welcome to episode 56 of the Now Sports Podcast, the home of sports talk for everyone. I'm David.
I'm Jason.
Welcome aboard. Gotta love this time of year, Jason, right? Fall season.
This year especially, yeah.
So, and of course, we're all happy so far after today, which is October 14th. I had to look at the clock there because I forgot what day it was actually.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
No, but is still I'm thrilled where they're sitting. So first period, MLB playoff updates. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see Jason's looking a little red. And I'm in my orange because, well, the Flyers won their opening day, which we'll get into that later. But I'm actually shocked on how the playoffs have been going this year. But there's one game I really want to say, and I want to get your opinion on it. This was during the wild card games. And it was, where's it at? It was the Rays and the Guardians, game 2. Did you happen to see the score of that game?
No.
1-0, 15 innings.
Yes, I did see that with the walk-off homer, yeah.
Yes.
I saw the ending. I didn't see the game because
it's nothing in it for us on that one.
Yeah, there's nothing at stake for that one for me. So,
but no, just to think of that, 15 innings and a walk-off home run.
That's a hell of an ending.
That had to be the craziest thing to, and to do it at home. That place had to be erupting.
Yeah, and we might as well just go right into it. The Guardians are sitting 1-1, tied with the Yankees. But I think the bigger story out of this is that Aaron Judge, the AL single season home run leader, honestly, my opinion, the only single season home run leader. Barry Bonds can suck it, and Mark McGwire can suck it, and Sammy Sosa can definitely suck it because
a little bitter, aren't we?
Because we all know what they did and how they did it to get to where they were. Anyway, Judge is currently sitting at 0-7 in the playoffs.
Well, think how long it took him to hit that 60-second home run too.
Right,
took him a while just to get it. But
because going into this, he was the talk of baseball, and he looked pretty unstoppable. And look, I like Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge might very well be the first player since Jeter to come up from the farm system to becoming the face of the franchise. He wasn't someone they traded away for. He wasn't someone that, they got in a Rule 5 or they did free agent money for. He's someone who worked his way up through the farm system. He played in Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So, I mean, he earned this. He earned this season. So it is very shocking when he goes 0-7.
It is pretty nice to see somebody that has come up through the system and making a name for himself.
And then the reason I say just like Jeter is because I don't think there's been someone since Jeter left.
You mean
that
clean?
Well, there's. Do we want to go down the Derek Jeter STD tree? I mean, is this something we're gonna do?
Ish, I should say.
Herpes galore. Anyway,
but is that a banned substance?
It's not a banned substance. I mean, only Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Mariah Carey, Scarlett Johansson, and a few others would know.
Yeah.
I still like Jeter. I'm making fun because it's funny, but I mean, who the hell gives your one night stand a signed baseball?
Thank you.
Thanks for the memory, the captain.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever
you were
works.
Tight in the stretch, the captain.
Oh. Hitting home run.
God. Okay, we need to just. This is material for the Randy's podcast, not NASPod. I'm all over the place tonight.
Shocking. What aren't you?
But no, it's speaking of shocking, it's shocking that Judge is struggling the way he is currently in the postseason, especially with them being tied 1-1. I think if he gets hot again, it's going to be over for Cleveland.
Well, the next two games are in Cleveland, so maybe Cleveland can have that home field advantage.
I mean, that's always a difference maker, and that's the belief that the Mariners have going into their series with the Astros as they're down 2-0. I got to be honest, I'm really pulling for the Mariners for a variety of reasons. One, it's a good franchise. Two, Crawford was in the Phillies organization. He was swapped for Gene Segura when they brought Segura over, and I think it was a very beneficial trade for both players and both teams. Plus, Brad from Baseball Together and Jewel, who is Brad's co-host on the Seattle Baseball Together podcast, are friends. I want to see the Mariners do well for them, so I'm hoping that when that goes back to Seattle, the Mariners can take those games and tie it up and force a Game 5.
When was Seattle far into the playoffs? Well,
the last time was 2001.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was recent.
No, so the Mariners and the Phillies were 1-2 for the longest playoff drought in baseball, with the Mariners being 2001, the Phils being 2011. So with both teams getting into the playoffs, those droughts are currently over, and I want to say it is the Pirates or the Angels who currently have the longest drought.
I'm gonna look this up. Let's see here. Come on, computer. According to this,
Detroit Tigers and the Angels.
I was gonna say, according to this, the Pirates were in 2016. But the Tigers and Angels.
And the Angels and the Tigers. I knew the Angels were one of them. All that money they've spent. Anyway. And then as of this recording, the Dodgers and the Padres are currently tied 1-1 in the series. It is
top of the fifth.
Top of the fifth, and the Padres are up 2-0.
2-1. 2-1, 2 outs.
Oh, so they got one. Okay, I didn't catch when the Dodgers scored. Sorry about that.
No, I have the game actually on the iPad across from here, so I just looked over.
I do too, but it's over here, it's in my peripheral vision, not in my immediate vision. Anyway, so let's get to the reason why we're talking about this, and you alluded to my outfit for those not viewing on YouTube. The Phils are currently leading their series 2-1. Man, was that game this evening something. And my co-host Tori for the Philly Baseball Together pod, he was there.
Oh, was he? Nice.
Him and his dad and his brother-in-law were there. And he definitely sent some fun pictures. There was a lady that had a sign that said, Alec gives me a lady bomer.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome.
I'll see if I can copy it and send it to you in the chat so you can see it. It's great.
After the game, I was reading some of the posts here, and the one guy apparently walked by a booth and said, Hostas needs traded.
Hoskins made some defensive errors in the postseason so far, and it sucks that that's happened. But
the thing,
go ahead.
It was actually said before he hit the 3-run shot.
I'm sure it was.
It was said before he hit the 3-run shot, and then the next line underneath from the guy who wrote the article said, "Gee, I wonder if that we got to find that guy now."
I mean, I was following along on both on the baseball subreddit and the Philly subreddit, and it was pretty fun. And I was surprised by the amount of fans of other teams who are pulling for the Phils against the Braves. I don't think I ever realized, because the Braves are like, other than the tomahawk chop, they're like one of the most inoffensive teams in baseball. Like, I think because they're not an East Coast team, and they're not like a super division powerhouse in the West Coast, and they're not like a Chicago team, they're kind of fly under the radar a little bit, even though they've been very good. I just didn't know so many people disliked the Braves that were fans of other teams until today. So that was pretty funny.
I think more it might be Atlanta might be the Yankees. Everybody hates the Yankees because they keep winning. Probably the same thing with the Braves at this point because of.
Well, I would put the Dodgers on that level of the Yankees, not the Braves. I mean,
I've seen people who, as if they play the Braves, whoever's playing the Braves, they play for the team that the Braves are playing against.
Braves. Look, I can be very impartial talking about baseball. The Braves are a very good team, and they're set up very good for a long time. They have a lot of guys locked under contracts for a few years. They're making smart moves to build a dynasty. That said, again, one game at a time, and the Phils were fantastic today. That said, an old friend of ours royally pissed me off, and I have a podcast, and I'm going to talk about it. So maybe you don't celebrate super early in a game before the game is over and send congratulations messages about a game that is in the 7th inning and anything could still happen. And then make a comment that they're not going to beat the Dodgers if they get to the NLCS when you're supposedly a super fan and you don't realize that the Phils won the season series against the Dodgers. The Phils they had the season series 4-3. They won 4 of those 7 games, could have won 5. But no, let's be afraid of the Dodgers.
I mean,
you already know who I'm talking about without me saying it.
I know who you're talking about. But the thing is, you celebrate.
Same guy who celebrates a shutout in the freaking second period.
Yeah, that you never want to do. But no, I mean, yeah, it's one thing when your team's up in the 7th, something good like when the Phillies went up 4-0. Okay, yeah, I celebrated, but I wasn't like, okay, they have this in the bag. I was like, good, right. we have a good lead now. We have, it's like we have a good lead. Good, let's keep this play going. Let's just keep up, not celebrating like they have it in the bag already. It's just, you're still on edge because you're trying to, like, please don't blow this. Please don't blow this.
I said to Jamie, if they lose, I'm blaming him.
Oh, I would. Easily.
And it royally pissed me off.
I mean, I will admit it, when the Phillies and the Cardinals played, and it was a top of the 9th, 2-0 Cardinals, I counted the Phillies out because I've seen, and now this goes not only with the Phillies, but any Philadelphia team.
I was going to say that's ingrained in us.
Because I've seen that with the Flyers how many times to where they had a good lead going into the 3rd period and blow it. I've seen that. So, it
doesn't matter what Philly team you're a fan of. We've all experienced it, one way or another. So yeah, it's that inherent fear of losing that always happens. That's why I'm saying I can't get ahead of myself. I mean, I can factually look at the fact that the Dodgers did not win the season series against the Phils, and I know that plays in the Phils' favor, but we got to get through this next game with Atlanta before we can even think about the Dodgers.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, that series is tied 1-1.
No, it's tied. It's 2-1. The Phils are up.
Well, no, I'm saying the Dodgers, Padres.
Oh, the Dodgers and the Padres.
Yeah, that series is tied at 1. Funny enough, both scorers 5-3. So I mean, yeah, with the Phillies up 2-1, next game, which is on Saturday, which when you hear this, that game will be over, and we all know our prayers on that one. Just hope they win. It's just, I'm just grateful they're in the playoffs at this point. But to be here, and the way they're playing, they're playing well.
I'm
not saying they're playing the best, but they're playing well.
And for reference sake, the Phils also won the season series against the Padres. So,
well, there you go.
They won this. So this is an interesting fact. So they won the season series against the Cardinals. They won it against the Padres and the Dodgers. The only one they didn't win against that is still in the playoffs are the Braves. They went 8-11. They went 8-11 against the Braves, and the games were all within about 3 runs of each other. So,
well, the thing is, though, you know yourself,
take 8 games from the Braves and the way the Braves played this year, that's nothing to.
No, it's nothing to sneeze at. But we all know how season series and playoff series are.
Right, but
it helps. It helps
looking
with
at the
confidence.
stats, looking at the odds, it can be a bit of a confidence boost. Like we had their number before, we know how to beat them, kind of thing.
The Phillies have made a few errors that we're like, really? But
the Phillies, Reese. Because I got to be honest, Bohm has been like the man at third. He's been all over it like a freaking vacuum cleaner. He's been great.
Well, that play at first today, that hit the palm of his glove, and
Reese has been a mess the last few games. But hey, the Mets aren't in it anymore. Sorry, Matt. No, he knows how. We've talked about it. But Keith Hernandez can shove this fundamental baseball bullshit up his ass because the Phils are still doing it. And he didn't want to call the Phils Mets game because the Phillies don't play fundamental baseball, according to him.
Interesting. And I guess that's why they beat the Cardinals and all that fun stuff, I guess. Huh?
They beat the Cardinals. We took 2 from the Braves. We got to take 1 more. That's why I said that's why I said up to that point. I didn't go further. I just said up to that point because we're still in this series. I'm not jinxing. I'm just saying. Man, I got to go back to it. I'm really pushing for the Mariners. I want to see them make it. That's a super loyal fan base, and they're starving for playoff baseball. So I'm sure that ballpark's going to be rocking.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Especially, I'm pretty sure the Mariners were loving Game 2 of the Blue Jay series.
Did you see the rally shoes?
No, I have not.
So Mariners fans were putting...
put shoes on I saw the shoes on their heads.
Shoes on their head, yeah.
I think it was the inverted hat and the shoes on their heads.
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that one. Yeah, I did see. I thought you meant like they actually had shoes, like designed shoes.
No, oh my God, that'd be hilarious. Well, you know what? Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
The Phillies are still in the playoffs, so that's proof in the pudding that anything is possible.
I'm just saying, let's just say in the playoffs in general, like they made the playoffs.
They tried their damnedest not to.
Yeah, they nearly gave it away. Nearly. So, on that note, that's the end of the first. We'll be right back.